Hey, what's up guys? Vegas J back, and today I've got a cool system that's probably as old as the game itself. And this is essentially betting on red or black, but it's betting it in a specific way. Now, there's two ways to do this. You can follow an algorithm, right? Which is red, red, black, black, red, red, black, black. Or you can do what's called follow the leader. Very similar in Baccarat, right? Where you essentially bet the last number that won. For example, if black won, then you bet black. If red won, then you bet red. We went to Golden Nugget recently. We're going to play black on this one. We were at the Golden Nugget this weekend, and oh my God, we absolutely crushed it on just simply betting red and black. Now, here's what's crazy. This is a massive system, right? I'm not massive system, but this is one of those situations where this is probably the most simplest bet that you can do. It's either red or black. It pays 1-to-1. So you don't necessarily have to get crazy on spreading out numbers all over the place. I wouldn't say that it's a 50-50 win shot, but you're pretty close to it. I think it's like 48.7% or something like that, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to double. We're going to use the Fibonacci sequence. My apologies, we're not doubling. And I'll explain that as we go along. So the first bet, we won. The second one was red, so we're going to go ahead and jump over to red, and we're going to double that up. Now, we're not going to double every single time, so don't worry about that. We're going to be following the Fibonacci sequence. Feel free to look that up. But it's essentially a 1, we'll just go off units. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. Now, after 3 losses, the way I play in this strategy is that I would pause and I'd regroup, right? You don't want to get too far in. And you also want to pay attention to what's happening, right? The majority so far that we've seen over the last, 20 rolls has been predominantly red, and that's okay. So we just won that one, right? So we're starting pretty low. We're starting with dollars. And the reason we're starting with dollar bets is because as you kind of move up to this progression, look, we're going to lose partial. That's just how the game works. But if you're betting kind of this follow me strategy as we're going over right now, we're going to go over 2. This will allow you, if you're betting small amounts, to recoup that loss without having like a $500 bet, within a couple of spins. Now, obviously, it's a bouncing white ball, so, hey, it can go any direction that it wants. It can go 17 reds in a row. And that's one of the cool things about following the leader is that you'll catch those streaks. So the first strategy that we're doing is we're basically betting red and black, and we're doing follow the leader. So whoever won last, red, in this example, that's how we're betting. And we won that one again. So we've won 3 in a row. Not too shabby. Oh, I probably should have saw what our balance was before we started. Sorry about that. We're at 4,140. We're going to do about 20 rolls or so, I think. So 1, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is roughly about 20 rolls, 19. We came in, I think, on this 7. The 7 is where we came in at. So once we see 7 jump all the way down here to the end, that'll be roughly 19 to 20 rolls. And then what we're going to do is we're going to switch our strategy, and we're going to start doing the algorithm, which is red, red, black, black, red, red, black, black. Now we'll say, so we won again, right? So look, we're following the leader, right? We're not doing anything crazy. And again, this is a very simple strategy. You're just simply betting the leader, or not the leader, but whoever won last. It's also really fun because you don't have to stress about it. You throw your bet out there and you hang out. Very low stress level, small wins, right? Depending on what units you're betting. We're doing dollars, so nothing too crazy. But the reason that I'm doing dollars is, one, because we're playing with real money. And this works great on simulators. And at times it works great when you're playing live. Not at times, most of the time. You just have to pay attention to where your bankroll is and what's happening on the table. So we lost that bet, and black was the winner. So we're going to go 2. Now, I know that actually looks like we're doubling up, and in this particular example, we are, but essentially this is how the Fibonacci sequence works. The first one is you double, and then after that it goes 2, 3, 5, 8. And what I mean by those numbers, it's just whatever unit. So for example, if you're betting $5 units, 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15. So whatever you do is you just take that sequence and multiply it by whatever unit. Since we're doing dollar units, it's pretty easy and straightforward to follow. And we got to win. Nice. And again, pretty easy to do. Oops, sorry. We're going to go back to our original bet, which is $1, or 1 unit, I should say. Now, some would argue that, when you run into that situation where it's black, red, black, and you might not be on that side. For example, let's say we start getting into a little bit of chop, right? And it goes red, black, and then you just happen to be bouncing off each one, and you're essentially losing because you're trying to follow the winner when it's chopping. You just want to pay attention to that. The thing about gambling, or any type of gambling really, is that you want to pay attention to what's happening on the table. You can't just don't do anything like, I'm only going to bet this color and I'm just going to stay on that. That's a quick way to zero, right? You're not going to win money that way. We won again, so look, we got 3 blacks in a row. That's 3 wins in a row. Not too shabby. We're at 4,143, real money. And the reason I was bringing up that whole point of if you find that you've lost like 3 in a row, that's just my limit. And what I mean by that is that I've chosen wrong 3 individual times. In that scenario, it's good to switch to an algorithm. And that goes back to the red, red, black, black, red, red, black, black. Now, I already can hear what you guys are saying. Yeah, but what if it goes black, black, red, red? Yeah, it can do that. No doubt about it, right? But that's part of the goal here is you're trying to catch one of those sequences, right? Whether it's a string of reds or a string of blacks. Red one on that one. That's what you're doing. So if you have 3 losses in a row, that's my rule, you can make up your own, then I would recommend going back to the algorithm, which is the red, red, black, black. Now, some would say, well, James, why don't you go black, black, red, red? Okay, you can. There is no wrong answer to that. This is it's kind of a new spin, if you will, on an old strategy that's most people will play. I remember when I first started playing roulette many years ago, I only would play red and black. And the reason behind that is I felt like every single person that I played with would essentially either roll more predominantly red or roll more predominantly black, depending on each roller, right? So what was that one? That one was a black. Whoops. Wow. Okay, so the sequence is 1, 2, 3. So we had a $1 bet, we lost. We had a $2 bet, we lost, and now we're going to $3, and we're playing that same strategy, right? We're following the leader, or following the winner. Now, if we lose this one, what I'm going to do is kick in that algorithm, right? Red, red, black, black. But for the most part, you can just choose whichever one went up. And so look, now we're in a little bit of a chop, right? And I say chop in the sense of like we got black, red, black, red. Now, if you keep following the winner, which you can, you got to be careful because you're going to start losing some money. So the next bet in the sequence is 5. Now, the reason that I'm not following the winner, so to speak, technically red came up last, but now what I'm going to do is the algorithm, right? We're going to do 2 on red, 2 on black, 2 on red, 2 on black. Now, the theory behind this is that even if it's chopping, you're eventually going to catch one. And if you're betting appropriately, you'll make up your losses and make a little bit of profit. So remember, the rule is this: 3 losses when you're following the winner. Then you go to the algorithm of red, red, black, black. No big deal. This is why the algorithm is so cool. We got one more bet here, and the bet is $8. And again, $8, not too stressful, right? You're not going to break the bank on that. Now, it obviously starts to get up a little bit higher as you keep betting, but this algorithm should catch us a win when we're kind of doing a little bit of this chop. Now, some of you may say, well, what happens if it goes black, black? Yeah, you can absolutely do that. You just have to pay attention to what's happening, right? How's the play going? Where are you at budget-wise? How comfortable are you with the money that you're putting up? And we won on that one. Cool. So that was 2 reds, and now it's 2 blacks. Now, what I'm going to do in this scenario, you've won. You can actually go back to following the winner. However, we're going to go, I want to keep with the algorithm, right? We just did 2 reds, and now we're going to do 2 blacks. I just want to let you see how it works. Now, if you were to lose that algorithm, meaning red, red, black, black, that's 4 losses. If you were to lose all 4 of that sequence, I would take a step back, look at the board, see what's happening. Then you can make the decision. Do you go back to the algorithm, red, red, black, black, or do you follow the winner? Okay. Both are good strategies. I just feel like each one of those is a little bit different depending on what's happening on the wheel. It's not my algorithm. Our algorithm just caught that, right? So we won the black one, right? And we're going to do that one more time. So we got one more on black to complete the sequence. So if you'll notice, we've won 3 out of the 4. Not bad, not bad. Now you can stay with that strategy and just run the algorithm. I want word of caution, be careful, because you can lose your ass playing that way. You want to have variable change. You want to have the ability to, like having two weapons, if you will. You want a sword and a gun, or a pistol and a machine gun, or something like that. You want to have 2 different strategies. These is follow the winner, right? Whoever won, you go. And if that's not working, then you can go to the algorithm of red, red, black, black. And there we go. We won again. And again, you saw what we were doing. I just switched from the follow the winner to the algorithm. And here's why that's important. We would have lost a couple of these hands here, right, if we were just doing follow the winner. But since we've done the algorithm and everything looks good, let's go ahead and, for argument's sake, go ahead and go back to the original strategy, and that's following the winner. And the last winner was black, so we're going to go on black, hoping that we get a little bit of a streak here. But I assure you, this is the easiest way to play roulette. And quite frankly, in my opinion, probably the most profitable. Now, others would say, no, bet the insides and get the numbers. And yes, they pay more, absolutely. But you can also lose a lot more in that scenario. This is a good, solid, controlled spin. We know where things are going. We got $2. We lost that one, so we're going to do $2 on red. And what I'm doing in this strategy, right, is we're following the winner. And remember, after 3 losses, we bounce to the algorithm. Just a real comfortable, solid way to play roulette and kind of keep your bankroll. Some players that I'll play with will just, here, I'll turn this up for you guys a little bit, will point blank say, nah, man, you want to double every single time. But again, I'm not a big fan of doubling like that. I understand that there are times for it when the probabilities are on your side, but you just got to be careful in a scenario like that. Damn, that was really close to 0, because you can lose your money really fast. When you're doubling up so many times, it'll crush your bankroll. So look, right now, again, going back to paying attention, and we've probably gone over 20 rolls because there's 2 7s up here now. Look, now we've got a couple of streaks, right? Red, red, black, black, or black, black, red, red. So in that scenario, you can kind of keep betting that strategy. Just stick with follow the winner until you have 3 losses, like I just mentioned, and then you can switch back over to the red, red, black, black. This is by far the best system for roulette for beginners, and even for people that have played forever, because 1, it helps you maintain your bankroll, and 2, it's the highest probability of wins. 1, there's only 3 outcomes in roulette. It's going to go red, it's going to go black, or it's going to go 0. Those are the 3 outcomes, right? And if you can kind of catch into the reds and blacks, the 0s will come and wipe you out, and that's going to happen from time to time. But if you go through the strategy of what I just mentioned, follow the winner to start with until that starts losing. You get 3 losses, then you go to the algorithm. Red, red, black, black, red, red, black, black. If you lose a sequence of that, take a step back and reevaluate what's happening on the table, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know this is kind of an old school strategy, but it's probably the oldest strategy ever that has ever been played on roulette, because that is essentially how roulette is played. The beginning of it was red and black, right? That's the easiest bet to make. You just have to know how to bet the strategy, meaning how much money am I betting? Am I doing martingaling where I'm doubling up? I don't recommend that. I recommend the Fibonacci sequence of betting, and that'll keep you on top. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think, if red and black is the best strategy, or if you think there's a better strategy than that. I'd love to test it out for you with real money. We tested this with real money. Please feel free to sign up for the... that was weird. That kind of sounded like there was a siren out there, or a fire drill. But anyway, sign up for... Not sign up. I'm sorry. Subscribe. Love to have you guys on board. It's free. Join the community. Totally free. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Vegas J out.